nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item would be the roll call. Candy?
Sure. Pena. Here. Fontaine. Here. DeVos.
Here.
Watershed. Here. And Coleman.
Here.
Try to speak loudly because I see you go over the microphone.
You would be correct.
Okay, has everybody had a chance to review the agenda tonight? Is there anything anybody would like added or removed?
I would like to remove number 16C, discussion of parking lot use for recreation, and I would like to add in this place discussion on posting office manager job.
Okay. Any other corrections to the agenda tonight? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
I'll make that motion.
To support?
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next item we have is public comment on agenda items only. Hearing no public comment, we move on to the approval of minutes from the June 12, 2024 regular board meeting and the July 10, 2024 special board meeting. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes tonight?
Make a motion to approve.
Any support?
Start.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion's carried. Next item we have tonight is the consent agenda. We have the building department report, EMS report, office manager report, and the planning commission report. Is there anything anybody would like removed from the consent agenda tonight? Hearing none, going to get a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Make the motion.
Support?
I'll support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item we have are the financial report. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the bills in the packet tonight? Are there any questions? Okay, hearing none, the motion would be in order to approve and pay bills from July and August.
So moved.
Support?
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion's carried. Next item we have is the treasurer's report for July.
In the general fund, we have $1,638,620.66. Other funds, $17,958.93. In the EMS fund, $46,768.79. Tax disbursement, $450,138.08. Recreation, $443,882.71. Investments, $249,706.46. The available cash in North Star, $7,799.91. And the PDR account has $18,282.41.
Any questions for the treasurer today? Hearing none, the treasurer's report will stand as presented. Thank you. Next item we have is farmland preservation. Roy?
Yes, the last application we got has been turned over to the county, and they will, prepare the grant when that comes due, and that probably won't be until into December. So that's where we're at this point. The appraisal is being done right now on the property. They came out last week, and so that's in the works right now. So that's where we stand.
And that's kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Any further questions for Vern regarding farmland preservation? Okay, thank you, Vern. We'll move on to the building report. Jeff's not with us tonight. Is there anything the board would like me to take back to Jeff for building issues? Okay. Moving on to the assessor's report. Everybody's had an opportunity to review that in the packet. Anything you'd like me to take back to Christine?
Who's Andrew? He's a nice man. Is he Brooklyn? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't, he comes in here? Yeah. Oh.
He's been doing a lot of field work.
Oh, okay. He drives a little truck. Okay. I didn't know who he was. Well, good. He's been here a lot of years, actually. Has he? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, let's just, is it, just because we're in a talk with Christine. There's a couple, they all work all different places. You know what I mean, here and there. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, if nothing else for assessing, I'll move on to library report.
Okay, so the library report.
So at the library, they were all done with all of their summer programs, and they had 20 kids. I'm just going to tell you, they had over 300 participating kids in all the different age groups, and they all were able to come and enjoy pizza after the end of their filling all of their books and all their little passports that they were to fill out, and they had corn ice and they had drawings, and they all left with books, brand new books. And also as well with the adults. With the adults, there were 563 books that they all read, and they had prizes and things too. So that was, they were good, they were happy about that. And then, so the library will be closed for Labor Day, August 31st through the 2nd. And then they're still collecting library or puzzles for the library puzzle sale, which is September 28th. So I'm sure we'll be updating again next month for September.
September 28th.
September 28th is the library, the puzzle sale, which is always huge. And they have lab sit programs that are starting to, so that's the same, but I'll update you.
Okay. Any questions for Elaine for library?
Yep.
Well, thank you very much. Moving on, the next item will be the recreation report.
Not really a whole lot to report tonight. We did pull that one item off of the agenda. We did decide as a recreation commission, we wanted to discuss it more before we actually came back to the board and asked for their direction on that. We did, as I said, have a meeting in July, so that's what I'll have right now.
Isn't kites
It's coming in September.
September.
Yeah, there'll be more information on that. Hopefully we'll get that on a Facebook page in the next week or so. We did have Mrs. Barrett working on a flyer, and also Chris did work on a flyer for us and got one together, so hopefully we get that very soon.
They have a video, right? Yeah. That was in our.
That was nice of them to do.
It was in our NEMC.
Yeah, that was really nice. Judy did send it to me, so that will also be going up on the website, and it turned out good. It was good.
Any further questions for recreation?
No.
Okay, thank you. Next item will be NEMC report.
Okay, so there isn't anything to really update on the NEMC other than that they're still looking for people to video events in the community. So if there's ever anyone that's interested in that, to contact the NEMC. And also, everyone that's in the communities can watch all of these events on the NEMC TV through YouTube.
We have a new cameraman tonight.
That's right.
Do you remember the little girl we met also that wanted some
Yeah.
information? Did you ever get
I
that with her?
gave an information.
I never heard nothing.
Okay. That's it.
Any questions for Elaine? Take back to NEMC board?
No.
All right, thank you so much. Next item, going down to unfinished business. We'll start with the bridge funding update. I have heard nothing from my end on the bridge funding. Anybody? I've got nothing.
This is that. The project out here you're doing right now, we had some people ask us earlier. It's saying, is school section gonna open back up to one lane for a while?
It's gonna open up probably on Monday, we're gonna open it, and then it's gonna be probably alternating traffic for a few days. We're opening up from the drain project, and then it's gonna close down for the paving project.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take more than a week, but
Okay.
while they're in there, they're milling and repaving, will probably alternate traffic.
So it will be open, basically.
Limited.
Yeah, limited. Okay.
But no, like I said,
We just had people asking us.
shouldn't take more than a week, whether we're.
Yeah.
So it won't affect people dropping off their taxes?
No. We can maintain traffic through business. And homeowners. Okay, moving on to the waste hauling discussion. We get a motion to discuss.
So moved.
Support?
I'll support.
So as we have started beginning discussions on the waste hauling contract that's set to expire at the end of the year, the board wanted me to go back to priority and see if they would honor the proposed contract from GFL, which they are willing to do. Cindy had some questions that I hope we got answered.
Yep, thank you. You did, thank you.
From priority this morning, and those are what I handed you just before the meeting. She had asked if there's a, what was the term we used? An early out clause. and which there is in the termination statement of the contract, and she had also asked about the bin sizes, which they answered that we will continue to service the same bin sizes per person. And I was in Baltimore today, and I noticed that we all have priority bins, and I didn't get out and start looking at people's bins, but it looks very similar to our green size.
What had happened was at a convenience razor, obviously they did the same thing, they switched from one to the other, and they have an issue there with leaf collection, so one of the house owners bought a 64 gallon can, and it was full, and they didn't pick it up for 2 weeks, and she said, why are you picking this up? They said, our trucks do not have the equipment to do so. Which she was surprised, because if they supposedly bought the equipment from DFL, you would think they would work.
Sure.
But that's why I asked, but it sounds
Yeah,
like
no, I just-
they're gonna work, so.
Well, I kind of want to make sure I got a solid answer. I mean, right now is one thing, but as they start fully changing to priority,
Yep,
and they change bins, I just want to
I appreciate
get
that.
clarification that it's the same section.
Yep.
So the two options we had were the weekly recycling and the bi-weekly recycling, and you should have the cost on those there. Again, this is nothing that needs to be voted on tonight necessarily, because our contract is still good through the end of the year. This is really the board's feeling or direction. What I think.
There wasn't a lot of difference in the prices.
No, I think it's a couple dollars per household per year, going from weekly to bi-weekly. And according to Elaine's some study there, it looks like that the survey of the residents are okay with going to bi-weekly.
Yeah, but both of those surveys, the Survey Monkey and this one, they were both in the area of every other week. But, you know, whatever the board will decide.
Yep, yep, and it looks like, with option one, with weekly recycling, we would start the first year pricing off at $19.95, or option two, with every other, we start at $18.25. I feel like we're somewhere around 15 or 16 now. I think.
It's 175 a year, so it would be 15,
Right.
would be 180, so.
So, having this information, the other option would be to look outside of our order too, which, if we
You
think
know that by the time you wrapped up an RFP, and when we went through it last time, had the attorney look at it to make sure we were covered, we advertised it in the Home Daily back then, that was something we used frequently, but I feel like we put it in one publication as well, and it was, as you mentioned, a pretty costly venture to do that. When I asked you this morning if you had heard, were there a lot of complaints? You said you had not. The ladies in the office had not really said there were.
Right, at first, I think the first couple days, it was just
Well,
getting
get used to it.
contact person. If there is an issue, who do we call? So I had to call them, get the contact person, I got the office staff. As far as I know, it's been going very well. I know Clinton Township had some issues that he had mentioned with their changeover. I talked about Canyon a couple of times. He said that little pickups, but it's working themselves out. And I haven't had a chance to tour the facility, but I know he had. It's an amazing facility down there. It's all over the plant.
Well, and knowing that we do have the opportunity to get out early, if you know, we're at the end of year one and it looks horrible, we can go ahead and go out for an RFP. For me personally, I would see no problem with going with the every other week and, you know, going with priority.
Right.
That would be my feeling, is to take the, you know,
Let me ask the board this too, would you want me to send all this to Sharon and just have her review it prior to us approving anything? Just double check, just to make sure. We could always approve it next month, right?
Send everything.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good idea, I would say yes.
Yeah, why don't we do that, and we'll put it on the agenda for approval, pending Sharon's opinion, and,
Okay.
I mean, initially looks good, but I'm not sure either, so. Okay, I will do that, if, that's okay with the board. Hopefully get that thing off our
This
plate.
is gonna affect everyone, everyone's gonna have an increase then. see?
every
One way or the
Oh,
other.
it's one way or the other, it's just
But
whether we want to go to about 70.
Yeah.
And it's gonna go up each year.
Well, it's a $1.70 difference,
Yeah.
but then compared to what they're paying now.
Oh, now it's on.
It's
You
$175,
said 15.
it's gonna go up to almost $240, it'll be,
Yeah.
it's gonna be high, but they haven't had a hike in 10 years.
Yeah.
Think about what happened in the world the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Right.
We could go check other companies, but I feel like it's gonna be a lot
I'm
higher.
not sure, I'm not that familiar, there's Republic and Waste Management, and I know Waste Management is gonna be, I don't know, I'm thinking and feeling it would be higher than this.
Right.
Away from them.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen Republic in this neighborhood at all, so I don't know where their nearest community service is.
I did notice they did put on there no fuel escalator.
Right.
So that was good to see on that list.
They do go up each year a little bit,
Yeah,
but without the fuel escalator is kind of a big deal.
yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me do that, let me send it to Sharon, and we'll put it on the agenda for next month, and
Sounds good.
hopefully wrap it up. Excellent. Okay, anything, last chance, anything on that, we're good? Okay. Next item we have is drain discussion, which I would assume is drain committee discussion, unless there's any other drain updates that you've heard, Brian?
No,
I have, other than you saying probably waiting for the first of the year to do any of the committee, but as far as the drains go.
yeah, well, drains, I think, the only other thing we might be doing is, I talked to Dan Ekovich and asked him, he said, well, log drain is considered done, said they might do some more with the Schaefer drain. But he says there's other projects they're working on right now, they will not be working in Richmond Township right now. You know, down the road here, not too distant future, they may.
Okay, but they're done with the log.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I did put just a brief summary of what happened at that meeting in July.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Okay, yep, so,
Okay. Excellent. Anything on that to take back, anybody? Okay. Moving on to new business, first item we have is the time clock discussion, is a motion to discuss.
so moved.
A second?
That's correct.
A few months ago, I know the board had discussed about accountability in the office and keeping track of hours, and I know it was suggested about a time clock, so we moved forward on that, and then we have to move forward to have it installed and then put on hold. So I just, more than anything, does the board still want to proceed with the time clock option or scratch it? I just need direction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after looking at your review, I just think that it doesn't make a lot of sense to go forward, in my opinion. I mean, if you're gonna have to pay for this plus a monthly fee for that too.
Right. Yep, like I said, it was just brought to the concern about trying to make it easier, so that's just an effort to help out and make it good at the time, but proven otherwise, so.
I think that there's sometimes a lot of things like that, we think they're a really good idea, and deeper we dig with stuff sometimes.
Right.
I said it very well. I said, while we're trying to fix one problem, I believe we created another.
Right.
Yeah, that's not always in the best interest, so I'm good with scratching it, as long
Me
as
too.
more on board with that too.
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Next item we have is the approval of resolution 2024-10 speed study. Take a motion to discuss.
So moved.
Support? Okay. So this just came up recently, and you probably heard about the speed limit issues on Armada Ridge Road going into Richmond. And you have in your packet tonight the 1988 traffic control order from the state of Michigan to change the speed limit to 45 back then, and they never changed it until about a month ago. And we've had a lot of complaints on that, so we'll start looking into it. Students can request a speed study, but apparently it's difficult for townships to do so. So I contacted our traffic department, and what they're doing, where this resolution came from, a lot of townships are doing it, at least up here right now, because to request a speed study, you gotta involve state of Michigan, you gotta come out and do a speed study. But it's not just on this township. So for Armada Ridge, you would want to do all of Armada Ridge. So from M19 to Wolfpack. So you're getting Richmond Township, you're getting Village of Armada, and you're getting Armada Township, all have to be involved in the same speed study, even if one municipality requested it. So this is just helping the townships work with the county and the state to do the study. Now, on the backside of that, if the study is requested, say we did request a Ramada Ridge, they got a whole study of all of Ramada Ridge done, and determined that no speed limits are gonna be required, they would take it all down, it would be 55. With advisory signs on every corner, and that's it. But this just helps that working relationship with the townships, the county, and the state. Does that make sense? We are helping resolve that issue on Ramada Ridge Road specifically.
We are for it.
We are. What is happening out there is 45 has been taken out. It's still 45 coming in West Lowell, going east of, so from 55 to 45. But from east of Lowell Plain, 45 was removed and a 25 ahead sign was installed, just a second. And then the 25 sign for the city of Richmond has been moved actually to the city limits of Richmond, where it should have always been. It was up by that bike path behind the house. And that's moved where it should have been. 25 ahead is in place, and I don't think the striping is done, but they're going to strike that as a double yellow in the passing zone east of Lowell Plain. It's still legally 45, but the county has thought that might be a way to slow people down without actually changing the speed. Because if we try to change the speed limit, it'll be dangerous.
Remember when we tried to do that?
I know, I was just thinking that when Mr. Duda was here, he was just coming out of the city. And I remember that happening.
Oh, and then
He
19.
wanted it from 45 to 35, and when I talked to, I think it was Michigan State Police, the guy said, sure, we can come out, much like you just said, and do a study, but we might decide to just go right to 55, which is the downside of it.
Mhm.
So if we adopt this resolution, we are asking for that speed study?
We are not asking for this. It would be our decision to make that speed study done. So they would have to come to us to request a speed study. There's some legislation in the state that's probably going to help the situation, but I don't exactly know all that is and where that is, so we can't work with that. I think there's going to be a better option coming down moving forward.
So this came from somebody on a ridge, was they
This came from the county. This is what, this came from the county. This is what they're taking to the township.
the county is recommending that we adopt this.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sorry that I'm slow.
No, it's okay.
They are recommending that all townships adopt this,
Yeah.
so that in the future, we would like the speed study done. We put it down in
We can go to the county.
Okay.
They may come to us, like say if Armada Township wants a speed study done on Armada Ridge Road on their side, they gotta come to us to get that speed study, 'cause they gotta do the whole length.
And then it's on us if it goes up.
I think they need to work with us on that. It's the best I,
So this is just a vehicle to help us make that an easier,
it is.
okay, right, and I'm good with it,
It
I
is.
apologize, I didn't understand exactly what it was, so.
No, I was at her, explain the traffic, engineer explained that to me a bunch of times also, because I was having a hard time with it, so.
Okay,
Because I was getting hold of her about changing the speed limit over there, that's all this is.
so our most of the townships have or are adopting.
They're in the process of
Okay.
getting this resolution adopted. So, and I also put Jeannie Green on attention with it too, because she just went through the whole speed limit debacle in New Haven. That went from 25 to 35. I think people are trying to get back to 25, and it's not going to happen. So she's very familiar with the whole state and speed limit thing. Because the state opposes it, I told her heads up, we might get some people from Ramada Ridge. Oh, we have a problem.
Is that where we should direct him? I have a guy that calls me twice a day and he wants me to put him through to you. So I don't have to direct him
Right.
to Chris Boss. I can give you his cell phone number.
Right.
But
Yeah. No, and he could, and I told him what I can, but ultimately it comes from the state, and I would send it to the state. Like, either send it to me or send it to the state, either way, it's gonna get to the state.
yeah,
So with that all being said, motion would then be in order to adopt resolution 2024-10, speed study. Motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll support that.
Yeah.
All fair say
Aye.
aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Next item then would be the discussion of posting office manager job. Motion to discuss?
So,
Support?
I'll support.
So, with the election of our current office manager for recreations, we will need to be filling that position, and I just felt like we should talk about maybe timeline, when we're gonna advertise it, how long we're going to leave that, in the paper, you know, posting it on our website and whatnot. I'm gonna presume she's going to work in her capacity right through until we get sworn in. Correct? Correct. Okay. And so, that November
20th.
Okay. So I just wanted to get it out there so we can start discussing how that would look. When we would want to post it, do we have the old job posting, do we need to make up a new one, are there different things we may need to talk to Chris about where the job has changed, some things look different than when she was hired to do that. So I just wanted to get the conversation going. You know, are you getting something we want to make?
No, I was looking at something else.
Okay, you know, thinking that, August, if we could think about maybe posting it sometime in mid to late September, we putting it out there for 2 to 3 weeks, having the resumes and applications due no later than sometime in October, and then if we do not put it, make the interviews.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I just want to know, can we change office manager to building department manager? Because what's the difference between building and office manager? What is there being done that constitutes the office manager? The payroll all goes through me, and that can just pretty much turn the time cards into me versus office manager. Is that the only thing?
Could be, although I think I would maybe like to look at the job description and see
What all is the difference? Because we have Jan to order supplies. I know that that's something that's got to be handled, not necessarily Jan, but the secretary.
Could we maybe ask that this then be put on the September agenda with the job description that we currently have, and we talk to Chris about it and see if there are changes in it, if she's doing more than is on the job description right now, maybe? Would that be okay if we put that on September, then we would have something a little more concrete to look at?
Then you, I just thought we could
Yeah,
create a
no.
department head.
We absolutely. Yep,
Okay. Yeah, we can put that on September.
okay.
I'll take up all that old job.
Thank you.
So then we'll visit the timeline at that point, then too, get more, I mean, it sounds good, but.
I'll try to get it put together and send it to Lori, however that works, so that we have it to look at in front of us.
Right.
If we can decide, we'll advertise it in the voice and on the website.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other?
Yeah,
Okay.
makes sense to me.
Okay, perfect. Nothing else on that. Items for next agenda, obviously we have that.
I'm going to have some amendments for you.
Priority, priority discussion. Anything else anybody can think of at the moment? Okay. Next item will be call to board.
Nothing.
Just to let, at our last planning commission meeting, we didn't have nothing on the agenda, so we did a training session. And Steve did a presentation like he would do probably at Citizen Planner. We went over what our job is, what, how we should approach it, everything. So I thought that was a good way to get some of that training in when we didn't have anything on the agenda, so it worked out really good.
Good.
I think that was a good way to do it. So it's just, you know, we are doing some continuing ed. The people are doing some continuing
Good idea.
in that people are.
Right.
That's great.
Well, excellent. Keep
Glad to
everybody
hear that.
fresh on this stuff. Okay.
They always give them from the MTA on planning and zoning, but nobody can really,
Yeah.
it's hard to make it. So you're doing it in-house, it's perfect.
All right, anything else for call of board? Very good. Next we have general public comment.
Just more of a FYI, I know you're on Mission Priority Waste. Channel 7, 6 o'clock news this morning, online, you can read it. One of the managers spoke about why they were having the issues. They assumed all the vehicles that were going in from GFL would be functional. Unfortunately, multiple ones that had lines cut. Cabs needed to be disinfected because human feces were on them. So some of why they're having problems isn't the company itself, it's basically, they did not expect that, so they said, and they're working on getting it up to par. So if that's some of your concerns, I think that, I wish they would have addressed that to people earlier. I think people would have been more understanding, but I thought you might be interested to know that.
Thank you.
Hi, garbage collection. So bin thing, do we get a recycling bin and a garbage bin?
At this point, we're keeping what we have. Moving forward, if we're having a recycle service, they'll provide a recycle bin or provide a trash bin. If they're gonna offer the service, they'll provide the bin. But I can't see that happening for quite some time. We're gonna service the bins that we currently have.
Okay, all right. And then I was gonna comment the same thing she said, and it appears from the things that I've been reading, they're just growing so fast that they're having difficulty trying to manage everything well, so hopefully at the end of the year they'll have it.
They moved into the number one spot in Michigan.
That's a neat,
Yeah.
fast, yeah.
Huge, yeah.
It's a big takeover, and so far we've been pretty good out here, so.
Yes.
Thank you. Any other general public comment tonight? Okay. Hearing none, motion adjourned.
I'll support it.
All fair side?